Bismillah. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, everybody. A very warm greetings from my side. Good morning and good evening. I hope that you all are doing very well. Okay, so yes, we are live. Everyone was thinking that yesterday was the final day of a scholar program, but due to the massive response and request for our members and especially for our judges, we extended for the one day. And today we are going to do the again program, which is a scholar program organized by the Global Trainer Academy, in which our executive board members are going to perform or present his or her idea on the respective topic. Before starting the program, I would like to say again on the daily basis, I think everyone has now learned a lot, but still I'm going to repeat it, that the scholar program is only for the executive board members, nor other than the members are not allowed to join the Zoom link. If they want to catch us, if they want to see the videos or the presentations of the scholars, so they can catch us live from YouTube, as well as they can follow us on your Facebook recording videos. They can text me as well if they want any of the member, if they want to ask something to the scholar regarding their presentation or any idea, or if they want any sort of slides, so they can text me or they can comment. So we will definitely ask to the speaker or the scholar and they will surely answer you. And no participation certificate will be issued to anyone, only the scholars who attended and give their ideas will be rewarded with the e-award certificates in the award ceremony, which is not publicly announced yet. We will announce later on. So I hope that everything is clarified to you all. Thank you so much for listening, Minab. Now we are going to start our program from India, then we will take the Vietnam, and then we will move on towards our leaders, judges of Global Trainer Academy. So first of all, we are going to take Dr. Pratik. He is our board member, as well as he is very young and honorable and respected guest speaker of Global Trainer Academy. Please welcome him. Let's see what he is going to give his idea on his topic. So please welcome. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for joining us today. And thank you so much for your prestigious time. And I would like to request you to please start.
Yes. Can I share my PPT?
Yeah, 1 second. Yes, you can, I think. Please check.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible. Please go ahead.
Okay. So my topic is, first of all, myself, Dr. Pratik Rajan Mangekar. My topic is plausible scenarios, development, dissemination, and adoption of automation technologies, production base of developed and developing countries. So, countries that generate technologies that generate technological change, production and dissemination of leading technologies. A few advanced economies are generating almost all leading technological change and their intensification across the range of practical sciences. These advanced countries are heading the rest of the world to the adoption and implementation of most cutting-edge innovations. The majority of this technological change is related to digitalization, robotization, and streamlining production and services. The driving reason is economic competition in terms of performance. So in performance, as you can see, better quality, reliability, speed, agility, memory, interconnectedness. These are the factors which are very important and needed. Then in capability, multitasks and reach, energy and material efficiency, synergy, combining and recombining ideas, and technologies and generating new products and services. So even within the advanced countries, the dissemination of these practices is very irregular and often controversial. Next is technological change, production base in different countries. China alone is producing more patents than the USA and might, this is the analysis, and might catch up in some leading technologies, for example, robotics and AI, artificial intelligence. Nonetheless, the great majority of disruptive global impact, digitalization, and robotization still happens in developed countries. Hardly the most developing countries can be innovators of technology. Copying Silicon Valley has proven to be impossible anywhere. And next is the educational standards of the workforce in developing countries leave them poorly equipped to absorb innovations from the rest of the world. Technological progress will be disseminated from outside. They will have to adopt and adapt it. Second, minimize its negative effects on connectiveness, unemployment, and inequality, but take advantage of its enormous potential. The modern sectors will benefit more and faster. Countries in transition are more likely to exploit the advantages and leapfrogging technologies. Leapfrogging to Paul wanting, the very famous fact. But they are also more vulnerable to their dangers. If in rich countries, technological change can be increasingly disruptive, it can be catastrophic in emerging countries. So this is some data which I have got. Then main divide regarding plausible future scenarios of accelerating automation technologies. So this is rational optimist and rational pessimist. This is the difference between optimist and pessimist. Beyond threats in rational optimists, beyond threats and fears, artificial intelligence, robotics, and the wide range of automation technologies will contribute to an unimaginable increase in social well-being. Humanity will enter an era of abundance when famine, poverty, disease, ignorance, environmental collapse, and even war will be overcome. Third point is accelerating technological change will create more jobs within unimaginably creative occupations. And last, technological deflation, increasing availability of goods and services, and schemes like minimum guaranteed income will compensate for job losses in the transition phase. In rational pessimist, despite expected benefits of transformational technologies, first the unescapable ignorance, and second, the inherent lack of control over its effect and true potential can evolve into unpredictable situations. Then third, out of control socioeconomic dynamics. These are the factors. Only few social groups, corporations, and individual benefits within certain countries. Then we have totalitarianism, transhuman aristocracy, then vicious cycles that make negative effects more extreme and permanent. Then we have economic inequality, unemployment, concentration of wealth and power in fewer hands, and catastrophic scenarios. Next is the conclusion part. These scenarios will impact developed as well as developing countries in different ways and speeds. In advanced countries, the dissemination of these practices is very irregular, often controversial, and usually disruptive, as we have already discussed in the last slide. There is very little research on how and when developing countries may be affected. Developing countries are likely to, like India, likely to be more exposed to its challenges, and there is little that is understood about future disruptive effects like technological and unemployment and deflation. So how technological change impacts employment, innovation, and technological unemployment. Emerging automation technologies impacts on countries at different stages of development. So these are some graphs. As you can see, this is percentage of salaries, and this is percentage of gains over the from 1952 till 2040. So accelerating technological progress has not led to an increase in labor productivity. It has fallen from 4% per year in the 1970 to 2% in the 1980s and to only 1% in this century. This is worse in developing countries. In most developing countries, only modern sectors see an increase in labor productivity. Although these employ ever fewer employees and workers. This means that the share of the wages in GDP relative to corporate profit is reduced. So robotization accelerates in the face of rising wages and salaries, the aging of populations, the lower cost of software and increasingly malleable hardware, and the explosion of new applications of all genres and sizes. Although for the moment, it has been concentrated in transportation, electronics, and precision manufacturing equipments. So in the medium term, this outstrip existing technological powers such as Korea, Germany, China, Japan, United States, which will gain in competitiveness due to robotization in contrast to the advantages of lower labor cost. Next is susceptibility of jobs lost due to automation. A study from the Oxford Martin School concludes that in the next 10 to 20 years, almost half of occupations in developed countries will be replaced by computerization and robotization. As you can see nowadays, what is happening. Examples: marketing, transportation, logistical production, office administrative support, general services, and low educational and technical jobs. Although this study does not go deep into the issue of automation in the developing world, other studies rightly point out that this transformation is not economically viable in the medium term due to the abundance of cheap labor and resources. So labor-serving inventions can only be adopted if access to cheap labor becomes scarce. However, as the cost of automation drops and low-skilled labor cannot exist, job displacement can occur almost suddenly and exponentially, sector by sector. This may be more disruptive in countries with low consumer demand and limited social safety nets. Hence, the importance of empowering the education sector, radically changing the academic curriculum, then fostering an increase in labor productivity, rapidly moving towards an entrepreneurial state that creates private investment opportunities and boosts innovation and entrepreneurship, and establishing cheap or free internet for all may be a first step to overcome this. Then, as you can see here in the pictures, risk of job displacement by automation. While emerging economies have become better at adopting new technologies, they have increasingly deteriorated in their widespread diffusion and in strategically identifying the best applications and competent use. So this has induced further social and economic divergences, the lack of progress in accelerating penetration rates, and hence in elevating the productivity of the informal sectors, particularly of small and medium-sized industries, is the reason for more than 80% of the increase in income inequality and partly explains the deindustrialization of emerging economies. Many countries defended themselves by promoting an export economy based on raw materials and semi-industrial goods or maquilages. But automation now forces them to export services, the viability of which is increasing sensitive to growing automation. As you can see, 47% in USA, 57% in OECD countries, 69% in India, 77% in China, and 85% in Ethiopia. So this makes them both more exposed to lower per capita income and increasing inequality. Innovation itself is not and cannot cause technological unemployment. The market spontaneously rewards more productive, cost-effective, cheaper to replicate solutions. Digitalization and robotization are and may continue to achieve these types of solutions ever faster and cheaper. Innovation policy cannot stop this. Technological solutions that are more economically viable within the specific institutional and cultural setting of each nation will prevail and replicate. As you can see in the picture, the percentage. Then my last slide is regions that will probably be most affected by automation. So technological developments are transforming and taking over present and future human occupations, such as the digitization of repetitive and predictable intellectual activities, such as food and accommodation services, graphic design, accounting, legal assistance, medical diagnosis, engineering in general, data research, and mining. The automation and robotization of semi-manual, repetitive, or predictable jobs handling of heavy machinery, medical surgery, driving of vehicles, construction in general, agro-industry, industrial activities, etc. So the robotic industry has grown 70% since 2010 and 29% since 2014, and it's covering not only industrial production but services of all kinds, from tourism to domestic and cleaning activities. This and increasing digitization may imply that human skills and capabilities might be replaced more and more rapidly. Since the computer revolution in the 1980s, as you're all aware of the fact, the labor force absorbed by new technologies has declined from 8.2% to 4.4% in the 1990s and the last decade to only 0.5%. Whether these precise percentage figures are correct or not is irrelevant. What are urgently needed are wide-ranging and deeper studies with greater emphasis on the effects of employment, inequality, the environment, and on existential risk under this new era of globalization. So this is one data which I received from the internet, increasing inequality in the USA, selected countries, and the world. So that's it. Now, I would like to thank my dear sister, Professor Huma Shah, for giving me opportunity again to express my thoughts on this topic. And thank you so much, everyone, all listeners, for listening me so patiently. Thank you.
Wow, that's really wonderful, dear Dr. Pratik. And this is very impressive how beautifully you describe the global technology. Always we talk about some sorts of applications, websites, series regarding when we're talking about global technology. But you put a very, very variantful and meaningful points in the presentation. That's really impressive. Thank you so very much for giving your time. And I am again looking forward to see you soon again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Forever grateful.
Okay, so moving on towards Vietnam. Dear Hatian, please unmute yourself. Hatian.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for Global Trainer Academy. Give me the chance, the opportunity to share about my idea, my thoughts, and my topic. And can you share my screen?
Yes, you can. Please try.
Yes, I can share. I can share now. Can you see?
Yeah, I can. Yes.
First of all, I'm very happy to introduce myself. My full name is Ha Thị Ánh, and I'm from the north of Vietnam. I'm 34 years old, and now I have 13 years teaching experience in primary school. I have taken part in many programs from GTA, and I always appreciate all the programs from GTA. Today I'm very keen on the idea forums program. That is the reason why I am staying here and share with you about my idea, my thoughts, and my presentation. And my topic today is current negative influence on people. As you know, there are many things and many problems that influence negative on people. But today I just focus on one thing, that is the negative influence of tourism on people. Yes, and I'm going to divide my talk into 4 parts. And the first is negative influence of tourism on people lifestyle. And the second is the negative influence of tourism on people behavior. And the third is the negative influence of tourism on people living environment. And the last one is the negative influence of tourism on people health. Okay. And for the first one, the negative influence of tourism on people lifestyle. And
Okay, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Your slides are not. Can you check, please? Continue.
okay. Um, and you know, other other tourism place, there are many tourists and many the people at the tourism place, and the local people can copy the lifestyle from the tourists, and the tourists also copy the lifestyle from the local people, and by that way it may cause loss of original custom and tradition from the country or from the country or from the local place. And you can see of my two pictures on the screen. The first one is one of the ethnic groups in my country, and they are wearing the original costume. You see for the first picture. And but second one, you see the some women here on the left and on the right. They wear the different costume. They mix the costume because they copy the costume from the tourists. They don't wear the original costume. They wear the blouse and the trousers. The trouser from their costume, but the blouse not from their costume. The blouse is from another group of ethnic people. Okay, and can you see the two beautiful girls in the middle here? They are tourists, and they also copy, imitate the costume from the local people. Okay. And I will show with you some more picture here. And you can see many women here. They are ethnic group. They belong to the ethnic group. But now they don't wear their costume, traditional costume. They follow the tourists. And another picture here, the beautiful girls. They also copy the costume from ethnic people. So that is the first one of my thought. And the second one, I would like to share the negative influence of tourism on people behavior. And you know, other tourism places are often crowded, and with not only the local people but also the tourists. So the security at that place may be not safe at all. Some people may enter into the criminal activities, and some bad activities from the criminals like snatch, steal things from the tourists, or fighting. It often appear at the tourism places. And if that action happen, it may lose of the moral and the religious values of the countries. And I also want to share with you some pictures here. You see some tourists in front and some the ethnic women behind the tourists. Do you know why they are following the tourists? They are following the tourists to sell goods. And many tourists feel not very comfortable when many people follow them. They feel not comfortable. And on the second picture, you see many small children. Because of the tourists come, so many small children, they don't want to go to school. They want to sell something, so they don't go to school. Yes, and some more picture here. You can see the children. They don't want to go to school. They want to sell something to earn money, and the parent often ask the children to go with them to buy something to sell something for the tourists. And some bad like action from the local people when they meet the tourists is they often ask money from the tourists. So all this action may lose the morals. And for the third part, I think the negative influence of tourism is for people living environment. What do you think when you see my picture on the screen? Okay, you can see many people are on the beach, right? And after they leave the beach, what happened? And you see many rabbits on the seaside here. So what happened? It may cause air pollution, it may cause noise pollution, and it may cause water pollution and land pollution. And all this influence on people living environment. It makes the people living environment polluted, right? And the last thing I want to say is the negative influence of tourism on people's health. I know that many people are living in the tourism place. They have long working hours. They work not only day but also at night, and they often have sleepless. It may cause them very feel tired, feel exhausted, and they will have the short lifespan. Yes. And I also want to share with you some picture here. And you see, because of the tourist demand, so many night market, many nightlife appear in tourism place in many countries now. So the people have to serve the tourists not only day but also night. Because of the demand from tourists and the purpose of earning money, so the people living on the tourism place have to work a lot. So that's why the negative of tourism will influence on people's health. And in conclusion, I think that the tourism has both pros and cons point, and we should develop the good side and we should reduce the bad side to make the tourism develop more and more. And the last thing I want to say that Vietnam, my country, is a nice and a peaceful place to visit, and welcome you to my country soon. Thank you very much. That's all about my topic today.
Thank you very much, Hatyan. Okay, even your moving, but still analyzed in was really wonderful. And thank you very much, dear.
You are welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. So sweet. Thank you. Okay, so moving towards our judges, I have received one. Yes, Mr. Pratik, are you here? Dr. Pratik, are you here?
Yes.
Unmute yourself. Yes. I have received a question from someone for you. If you allowed me, so I can ask.
Okay. Right now I'm in another conference, but okay. You can text me. I'll answer the question.
Okay, okay, it's okay. No problem. You can take the conference. I will ask in the end. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so moving on towards our judges, we have the Ma'am Rukhsana Yasmin from Bangladesh and Ma'am Shokia from Palestine. Rukhsana Yasmin, ma'am, are you here? Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Alaikum assalam. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm good. Thank you very much and good to see you. Rukhsana Yasmin, ma'am, is our executive board member, and she is what I can say. She is a very, very most beautiful and dynamic personality of Global Trainer Academy. She is our international judge and of Global Creative Women Award, as well as she is a GTA leader, as well as she is our upcoming scholar, as well as she is our host, and everything she is, I can say. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. And today she is going to represent her idea. So let's see what she is going to present in front of us. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Humasha, for giving me this opportunity. And thanks a lot for your wonderful moderation and hosting. Really, you did an amazing job.
Thank
Greetings,
you,
everyone. Welcome. Greetings, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. I am also, alhamdulillah. I am very glad to participate in today's exclusive session, Things Like a Scholar, GTA Things Like a Scholar program. My topic today is global environmental problems. Can you allow me to share my space, Humasha, please?
Yes, you can. Please go ahead.
Thank
It's
you.
on.
Thank you. My screen is visible now?
Yeah, it's completely visible, ma'am.
Thank you. Today, my topic is global environmental problem. Firstly, I would like to say, what is environment? Environment is the surrounding in which an organization operates, including air, water, land, natural resources, flora, fauna, human beings, and their interrelations. What is natural environment? The natural environment or natural world encompasses all living and non-living things occurring naturally, meaning in this case, not artificial. The term is most often applied to the earth or some parts of earth. This environment encompasses the interaction of all living species, climate, weather, and natural resources that affect human survival and economic activity. Environment and environmental problems. Environmental problems, what we do mean by environmental problems? Environmental issues are defined as problems with the planet systems, such as air, water, soil, etc., that have developed as a result of human interference or mistreatment of the planet. Various processes that can be said to contribute to the global environmental problems include pollution, global warming, ozone depletion, acid rain, depletion of natural resources, overpopulation, waste disposal, deforestation, food waste, and loss of biodiversity. The biggest environmental problems: global warming, poor governance, loss of biodiversity, plastic pollution, deforestation, air pollution, overpopulation, natural disasters, acid rain, food waste. Now let's dive deep into it. Global warming. The emission of greenhouse gases due to human activity causes global warming, which in turn causes an increase in temperature that then leads to rising sea levels, melting of polar ice caps, flash floods, and desertification. Melting ice caps. Melting ice caps. The climate crisis is warming the Arctic more than twice as fast as anywhere else on the planet. Seas are now rising an average of 3.2 millimeters per year globally and are predicted to climb to a total of 0.2 to 2 meters. In the Arctic, the Greenland ice sheet poses the greatest risk for sea levels because melting land ice is the main cause of rising sea levels. There is another reason: ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer depletion. Pollution caused by chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, in the air creates hole in the ozone layer, which protects the earth from harmful UV, that means ultraviolet radiation. Food waste. Today, an estimate 1/3 of all the food produced in the world goes to waste. That's equal to about 1.3 billion tons of fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, seafood, and grains that either never leave the farm, get lost, or spoiled during distribution, or are thrown away in hotels, grocery stores, restaurants, schools, on home kitchens. It could be enough calories to feed every undernourished person on the planet. But wasted food is not just a social or humanitarian concern. It's an environmental one. When we waste food, we also waste all the energy and water it takes to grow, harvest, transport, and package it. And if food goes to the landfill and roots, it produces methane gas and greenhouse gas, even more potent than carbon dioxide. About 6 to 8% all human caused greenhouse gas emissions could be reduced if we stop wasting food. Loss of biodiversity. Another reason is deforestation. Deforestation, every minute forests the size of 20 football fields are cut down. But by the year 2030, the planet might have only 10% of its forest. If deforestation is not stopped, they could all be gone in less than 100 years. Agriculture is the leading cause of deforestation, another one of the biggest environmental problems appearing on this list. Land is cleared to raise livestock or plant other crops that are sold, such as sugarcane and palm oil. Besides, for carbon sequestration, forest helps to prevent soil erosions because the roots behind the soil and prevent it from washing away, which also prevent landslides. The three countries experiencing the highest levels of deforestation: one, Brazil, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Indonesia. Air pollution. One of the biggest environmental problems today is outdoor air pollution. Research from the World Health Organization, WHO, shows that an estimated 4.2 million people die from air pollution worldwide every year, and that 9 out of 10 people breathe air that contains high levels of pollutants. Causes of air pollution mostly comes from industrial sources and motor vehicles, as well as emissions from burning biomass and poor air quality due to dust storms. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, attention has been put on the role that air pollution gases has in transporting the virus molecules. Preliminary studies have identified a positive correlation between COVID-19 related mortalities and air pollution, and there is also a plausible association of airborne particles assisting the viral spread. This could have contributed to the high death toll in China, where air quality is notoriously poor. Although more definitive studies must be conducted before such a conclusion can be drawn. Natural disaster. Warming and cooling period, different types of weather patterns, and much more people need to be aware of what types of environmental problems our planet is facing. Overpopulation. We are facing a shortage of sources such as food, water, and fuel to sustain the rising global population. Particularly in developing countries, intensive agriculture, attempting to lessen the problem equitably leads to more damage through the use of chemical fertilizer and insecticides. Acid rain. Pollutants in the atmosphere such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide cause acid rain, which has negative consequence for humans, wildlife, and aquatic species. Thank you so much. Thank you all. There is a lot to be said about global environmental problem, but the time allotted for me in 5 minutes. So let's where I'm going to end my speech. Many thanks to everyone for patiently listening to me. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ruxana ma'am. How beautifully and briefly and slowly you explained each and every point with your perspective. And really, I think the student will get more and more knowledge. Actually, you are showing that you are a perfect educator and the teacher, na? That how the teacher teach the students. in a correct way, you just give your presentation.
Thank you so much.
That's the quality of the leader, no? That you have explained the complete data in a very restricted and pointed time frame. So many hats off to you. Thank you so much.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for your wonderful performance.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Okay, so moving towards Palestine, we have Shaukia Hawawe from Palestine. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. How are you? A very good evening to you. Please unmute yourself, ma'am. Ma'am, unmute yourself.
Yes, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Hi, how are you?
Okay, I'm very fine, and I'm very glad to see you again on the platform of GTA. Shaukia Hawawe is the executive board member of GTA, as well as she is an international judge of Global Women Creative Award 2021, which was organized by Global Trainer Academy. Also, she is being a very great and positive and strong part of GTA. Thank you so much for joining, and welcome to this meeting. And I request you to please start your presentation.
Yes, thank you for inviting me to this distinguished meeting, and hope you are all doing well. Thank you very much. Now I will begin my presentation. Can I share? Yes.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, good morning, everybody. I will present a topic about global technology and the rules for implementation in short, inshallah. Now, my objectives in this lecture, in this meeting, I will present some information about me, then about digital technology, and I'll give some examples in global applications in short, and some of the advantages and disadvantages of these global applications. And if there are any questions, I'm ready for. Now, first of all, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Mrs. Shaukia Hawawe, as Ms. Huma says. I am from Palestine. I am MIE expert for 2021, 2022, and I am ME English teacher. Now, I'll give you some of my biography and some of my achievements. Thanks God, I have a lot of my achievements, like I am a winner of ISA. I am the president now of Arab English Teachers Associations for lectures and for strategies. I am Microsoft Innovative Expert. I am the head of We Are the Initiatives Towards the Peak as a team for training my colleagues locally and globally. I am our CLET leader, member, and ambassadors, and I am also an ambassador for many applications like near code, like for example Olympia, etc. I am fond of these things. I am a winner of the Excellency and the Creativity of Award of 2020 in Palestine. I'm shortlisted for the Global Teacher 2020, participant of Twinning Teams, winner of the Global Thinkers Award from India. I am a judge in GTA for the second year, and it is my honor to be with you. And I am the head, as I said, I am a keynote of speaker in local and global conferences and many more. I am a member in a weekly global magazine, and I am Glory winner of Excellency Certificate. I am a certified teacher in class point, trainer, etc. I want to begin my presentation. Those are some of my achievements with GTA. Thanks God to be with these distinguished people from all over the world, and thanks for the late Dr. Imran and his daughter and my colleagues in GTA. Now, Global technology from the past to present. We always hear the global technology. Information and communication technology have been spread practically in all aspects of life, as you know. Just a decade ago in the past, in some parts of the world, the priority of access of information and communication technology was considered welfare, not as today's situation. But now it is widely recognized that investment is affordable, universal, and unconditional access to information and communication technologies. And it is very essential to advance progress, as you know, towards global priorities, particularly sustainable development goals. As you know, those goals are very important. And the fourth goal, as you know, the good teaching. So we should concentrate on these things. But what about online learning? There is a saying for Verdun Dix et al. In 2011. He stated that online learning, also known as WBL, is the learning that takes place via a computer connected to the internet. So what is necessary for online learning and for global applications to be successful is just a computer and a connection to the internet. The rapid advancement of network technologies not only changes the way in which people access the information, but also expedites the accumulation of knowledge resources, as many writers stated. Now, if I am asked some examples on global applications, you know, there are many global applications like good, etc. And these global applications makes learning fun, routine atmosphere for students, and they engage them efficiently. These are some of examples on some global applications that can engage and stimulate our students, for example, motivation, like, for example, Bunsy, quizzes, Flipgrid, quizzes, co-education, Wakelet, Master in order to engage students. For example, 3D applications. Display is a very interesting and important one, not only for a student, but also for us as teachers, because you can make presentations, you make it as a portfolio. So there is the Nearboard, the class point, the forms, the Canva. This Canva is very interesting, very beautiful. I made this presentation on it in order to engage sometimes my students, my colleagues, in order to cooperate also with them. But why these global applications? Why do we use them? Due to the rapid development of information technology, web-based learning has become a dominant trend, as we said. The 22nd century skills. Global applications have proved that they are efficient in increasing students' efficiency and upgrading their various needs and multiple intelligences. As you know, we should care more and more about our students' levels. As you know, there are many types of learning, for example, visual, physical, audible, etc., as well as the multiple intelligences. There are many, Now, there are many advantages and disadvantages of these technologies, these applications. What are some of these ones? Let's see. Now, the first, let's come to the advantages of these global applications. Number one, it saves time and money. And number two, better retention, as said previously, because it upgrades their understanding and competence. Also, another benefit is personalized learning. And also, as you know, it is an environment friendly, especially as we are living and suffering from COVID-19 as the days. And now we are, or our schools are closed due to COVID-19. So it is environment friendly because there will be, for example, safety for us as teachers as well as our students. Now, there is a saying for Caroline. He said, or she said, if someone would have told me I was going to spend 10 to 12 hours in front of a computer most days to do my job, I would never have chosen my current occupation. But it seems like most jobs these days require constant computer use. So he said that maybe if someone told him that he will have much time in front of his computer, like me, for example, sometimes I spend more than 14 to 15 hours in front of my computer to train my colleagues, to teach my students, to contact others locally and globally. But now, because we are under this situation, we should cope up with it. So let's come to the disadvantages of global applications. Many are against these global applications. They say that they lack, or it lacks, the global application lacks social interaction, because you should contact them, for example, by body language, by facial movements. But now, because we have online learning, we lack social interaction. Number two, inaccessible to others, because some don't have, for example, internet access or sufficient devices, etc. Also, if we want to make assessment, cheating is unavoidable, and also it requires self-motivation. They lack the intrinsic motivation to be engaged sometimes in online learning and in these global applications. And sometimes they don't have the proper time or the management skills. So we should cope up with these disadvantages. I have a lot of global applications, but for the sake of time, I can't explain more and more about them. But now, if there is any question, I'm ready. Thanks another time for GTA. Thanks for you, Ms. Huna. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for all of you, for Ms. Faria and my colleagues and this committee. Thank you all for the attendings. Thank you.
Wow, that's really wonderful, Ma'am Shaukia. And this is my first time that I have listened about your, I listened to you and your idea and the presentation, and how beautifully you performed and talked about the global technology. That's really impressive. And the most important thing, that how visually you describe each and every application in one frame. And this is what I'm saying again and again, that these are the quality of yours, that in a very restricted and a short period of time, you all are explaining each and every point very briefly, and how dexterously you people are doing significantly, and showing your skills as giving as much as you can in front of camera. So thank you so very much, Shaukia ma'am. Thanks a lot for being with us and giving the presentation on global technology. And again, this is a very good thing that we have the two different perspective on the same topic. Like yesterday, the whole program was about the young youth and young talent, and every person have their own perspectives and ideas related to the young youth and talent. And today, Dr. Prateep have the different perspective. His idea was totally different regarding global technology, and you put the totally different idea on the global technology. And this is really awesome. And this is a very great and peaceful message has been gone through the platform of Global Trainer Academy globally. Thank you so very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so is there anyone other who is going to present, or I think we have done? Okay, so no, we don't have any more scholars to present, and today is the last day to present the presentations and the ideas for the form of scholar program organized by Global Trainer Academy. And thank you so very much, all of you. Thank you so much, Bangladesh. Thank you so much, Palestine. Thank you so much, India. And thank you so much, last but not the least, Vietnam, who always supports GTA and who always stands as the pillars of GTA. So thank you so very much, all of you, for joining us. And now I am looking forward to see you at the award ceremony. So let's see when will happen, and the date will be announced later by our respected CEO. So thank you so very much. That's all for today. And have a very good evening. Assalamu alaikum from my side, and goodbye.